amid the tragic loss of lives, politics on Chinnaswamy Stadium Stampede continues. JDS leader and Union Minister HD Kumaraswamy has said that the government is a complete failure in Karnataka. He said that the Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and Deputy Chief Minister DK Shivakumar and Home Minister G Parameshwara should take responsibility for the Stampede incident that resulted in death of 11 people and should resign if they have or take any moral responsibility. He hit out at the government for suspending 5 police officers, including the city police commissioner. Now, BJP MP Jagadish Shettar said that the opposition has the right to criticize the government. Prima facie, it is the fault of the Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister. It is an administrative failure. Listen in.
Criticize the government. 11 people died. We have to keep quiet. And it is a fault. Prima facie, everybody is telling, not political leaders. Everybody is telling. Society and people and parents of the victim and died people and everybody in the national level also it is going on, discussion is going on. So, because of the negligence on the part of the Chief Minister and DCM, everybody, because of their fault, administrative fault, administration failure, it is completely administrative failure. So, because of this, it is our duty to criticize and alert the government. It is our duty, opposition, and you have to take it sportively. Whatever the criticism from the Bharatiya Janata Party as opposition, you have to take it very sportively, and whatever the correction, you have to correct it. We are not at all insisting your resignation. Some people are insisting. Actually, on morality ground, they have no right to continue in the office.
All right, that is BJP leader Jagadish Shettar suggesting morally Karnataka government, the Chief Minister, Home Minister have no right to continue. Now, we're being joined by Vijay Grover, a senior journalist. Also joining us shortly would be Ashok KM Gowda, spokesperson for the BJP. But Vijay, I want to come to you first. I think the moral responsibility, a lot of people are now talking about lies solely with the government of Karnataka, because in the past we have seen KSCA officials resigning morally. Now we've seen suspension of senior police officers. Come to think of it, it is the Karnataka government where the blame squarely lies at the end of the day.
Well, I will tell you one thing, compared to the recent stampedes, what we've seen, and I will take in case the Delhi stampede at the New Delhi station. What we are seeing here, I will say, is the exemplary punishment which has been given to the police officials. This is something which is unprecedented, that you see a commissioner of police getting suspended. Apart from him, an additional commissioner getting suspended. You have a DCP, you have a SHO, you have a SHM, and you have so many other senior officials who got suspended pending inquiry into this thing. And, a judicial inquiry has been, magisterial inquiry has been ordered into this. And that, I think so. And, why I'm making these points out is for the simple thing that for the government to send a message, it was very important. That, there were lapses. We know there were lapses. I was a witness to it. I was there at the stadium at that time. And I can tell you, very clearly, the blame lie with multiple agencies. The RCB management was number one to be blamed, that despite not having permission, they went and advertised a victory parade. They went and advertised giving WhatsApp tickets to people, inviting them to the stadium when they were clearly told not to do so, because they maybe did not anticipate that such a crowd would gather over there. And the reason why the victory parade was also cancelled, and that is something that very clearly shows that, steps were taken to prevent, but unfortunately, this tragedy occurred and we saw a loss of 11 lives. That is something which is very, very sad as far as, this entire incident is concerned.
Absolutely.
The Chief Minister has asked for the removal of his media advisor, the person who actually advised with them to go to the thing. So, he's been removed. So clearly, this is exemplary in terms of, punishment that has been given out. RCB, DNA, and, on day one, on your channel, I had said, even before the other channels had started claiming RCB and DNA, I had said it was the WhatsApp messages which were circulated by the RCB team and the WhatsApp messages that were circulated by DNA that actually gave the people an impression that they would get entry into the stadium. And that is where we saw that, so many lakhs of people. And that is something which is very unfortunate that, people not having been made arrangement for were asked to gather at the stadium. And we saw, after the gates were closed, this is after about 3 o'clock when the stadium was full.
Right.
We saw that, when the gates were closed, that people tried to gate crash into the stadium. And this is where the stampedes occurred at 3 places. This was not a
Absolutely.
single incident. There were 3 such incidents which happened.
Absolutely. And I think the government could have done better, administration could have done better. And that, of course, is the big question. Where was the law and order personnel? Where were the intelligence officers? Why were they not able to gather evidence of enough people who were moving towards Chinnaswamy Stadium well in time? Because by 3 p.m., over 30,000 people had already gathered. And if that number swelled up to 3 lakh, that happened way later in the day. If attempts were made early on, perhaps we could have averted this tragedy. But Ashok Gowda is also with us, sir. Before I come to you, more information now coming in. Earlier in the day, CID officials visited the office of Karnataka State Cricket Association today. CID has officially begun the probe into Stampede incident near the Chinnaswamy Stadium, which claimed 11 lives during the Royal Challengers Bengaluru victory celebration. The government of Karnataka had ordered a CID probe into the Chinnaswamy Stadium Stampede case, and we now know that CID officials have also formally visited the Karnataka State Cricket Association to really understand the chain of events. I think that is what we need clarity on. Whether a permission was given or not given, there is a lot of grey area there, and whether if a verbal permission was given, because the government says a written permission never came through, are the formalities of it more important than what really transpired? Let me quickly get in Ashok Gowda into this conversation. Ashok, there is a call here, of course, by your party and your party members that the moral responsibility lies with the government and therefore they should resign. But I think to be fair to the government, they have the right to conduct a judicial inquiry into the matter and really ascertain as to what transpired that day. Where did the chain of command really break for the RCB to post one thing and for the government to post another thing? Because all of it resulted in confusion.
See, let us understand this very clearly. At 9:30 in the morning, RCB post and RCB came out on a media and said, please come, everybody are invited. Same thing was tweeted by 10:15 by CM of Karnataka. And as well as no officials were clear till almost till 1 o'clock that the entry inside the stadium, Chinnaswamy Stadium, is only by the invitee pass. Part 1. Part 2. Even at 2:30 p.m., DCM of Karnataka, District In Charge Minister of Karnataka, DK Shivakumar said, all are invited. Instead of Vidhan Soudha, please go to Chinnaswamy Stadium. As well as the other officials of Karnataka government who were supposed to be there, they were also suggesting that please go move towards the Chinnaswamy Stadium. There is no enough space. See, the part one is, it was a working day. High Court was functioning on that day. Vidhan Soudha was functioning. A lot of people were there. At 9:30 and 10:15, the highest power of the state government, that is Chief Minister of Karnataka, tweeting and inviting people, invited a lot of people to come to Vidhan Soudha, in front of Vidhan Soudha. And now there are almost around 2 lakh, 3 lakh people, which is an intelligence people should have assembled, because the information was there for the celebrations which were happening on the third night. With this, what could have happened is, they should have given sufficient time for police to prepare that how do we accommodate different sets of people, 34,600 seat capacity inside Chinnaswamy Stadium. Let's assume that there are 2 lakh people, 3 lakh people. If there was a parade which had to be conducted, it should have started from Vidhan Soudha or elsewhere, and at least 3 to 4 kilometers should have been accommodated with a proper barricading, ambulance, structures, first aid kits, even policemen, CRPF or RPF. So all this could have avoided this kind of an incident, because somebody was adamant. Who was adamant? Either Chief Minister or DCM or Govind Raju or Home Minister was adamant to conduct this kind of a massive show just thinking that they will get a mileage out of this, political mileage out of this, was a biggest mistake. Then who should be held responsible? Responsibility definitely lies on the Chief Minister of Karnataka and the District in Charge Minister, that's a DCM of Karnataka, that is DK Shivakumar. And these are the people, because Home Minister in this case, we have seen in the past that every district in Karnataka has a different Home Minister. Priyanka Kharge in Gulbarga, Belagavi has Lakshmi Abbalkar, our Chamarajanagar is an MP of Chamarajanagar, acts himself as a Home Minister. So this is the problem in Karnataka. Home Minister is inactive. Home Minister does not know what is happening in his department. So everybody acts like a Home Minister. So these are the problems which has led. And today, targeting a CBI, targeting the Commissioner of Bangalore is not going to solve any problem. Another part of the story. Now, there are 3 departments which are conducting the inquiry. One is a retired judge, and one more is a CID, and another is a Human Rights Commission.
I mean, one is
with
a judicial
all the 3
probe,
agencies not
but
coordinating
one is a
with each
judicial
other.
probe, one is the actual inquiry into the matter. So these agencies, obviously, I mean, we can't say that they're not coordinating. It's too early for us to say right now whether they're coordinating, not coordinating. But let me also get in some more news coming in on that important story. A formal complaint has now been submitted to the governor against Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah regarding the Stampede case. The complaint was lodged by a person named Girish Kumar, who has accused the Chief Minister of negligence and failing to make proper arrangements for the public event. According to the complaint, this lack of planning directly led to death of innocent people. The petitioner pointed out that Chief Minister Siddaramaiah himself had tweeted urging the public to attend the celebratory event at Vidhan Sauda. Now, this appeal, the complaint argues, resulted in a massive turnout of lakhs of people, ultimately leading to chaos and the fatal stampede. The complaint demands appropriate action to be taken against both Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister DK Shivakumar for their alleged role in the incident. Now, I have to ask you at this point in time, Vijay Grover, multiple, as Ashok Gada also pointed out, the multiple level of investigations happening. We don't know whether they are coordinating with each other, not coordinating with each other, but the initial action that the government has taken by the way of removing, the political secretary to the Chief Minister, as well as suspending senior police officials, a lot of people believe that they are being made scapegoat. Sir, could you unmute yourself, please?
Small steps. Suspending a police commissioner is not a small step or not tokenism. The fact that most of the cases, and if you talk of any tragedy that happens, the administrative wings generally get away because of the political slugfest. Because, we are generally living in a country, in a system where the politicians believe that they control the narratives, they control the things, and the administrative escapes in the same thing. Most bureaucrats, most officials always believe that there would be some politician protecting them or some politician targeting them. In this case, what has happened administratively against DNA, against KSCA, against RCB, and against some of the police officials very clearly shows that these were the people on the ground and who had to actually take call immediately to decide what needs to be done, what should not have been done. The fact that the parade was cancelled was put out by the police group at 11:45 a.m. I am there in that group, so I know what was done. And at 1 o'clock, we had the PC Mohan tweet coming as to, cancelling the parade was wrong. I think so in hindsight, if we look at it, maybe what Mr. Ashok Gada also said, that the parade would have scattered the crowd, the 4 lakh people would have got stretched over 4 kilometers, and maybe we wouldn't have seen concentration of 4 lakh people in 1 square kilometer area. So maybe it was a lapse, a decision-making lapse. That's something that, even I believe that if, 4 kilometer parade around Cubbon Road, around MG Road had entered at the stadium, half the people would have just seen the parade and gone.
Right.
But the risk at that time was the fact that was the safety of the players at risk. That was where, because even when the empty bus came, and as I was a witness to the entire thing, the way the people mobbed the bus, they thumped at the bus, that was something that was, very unfortunate that, made the decision to be taken. Now, clearly, there are procedural lapses. I am not talking the political class, they can fight amongst themselves for whatever they want to do. But the fact is, as an eyewitness to the account, as an eyewitness to the event, I can only say there were procedural lapses. Maybe the police could have been a little more proactive. Maybe the DNA officials and the RCB management should have sent out tweets requesting people not to come or kind of thing. They kept repeating, and Mr.
Right.
Dayanand, his memorandum that is written. There's a 47-page memorandum that he released on that day on the steps that were taken by his department. Very clearly says that RCB manager Nikhil Sosale was told to delete the social media messages, which he did not do. And if maybe those had been deleted, that many people would not have gathered. And this is something there is accountability. And yes,
Absolutely.
accountability is to organize the event on the ground. And I'm glad that action has been taken against them, so that next time nobody in the administrative, nobody in an event management company, nobody on the ground in an association thinks that I have political protection and I will get away from this kind of responsibility.
And needless
So
to
that's
say,
why I
with more power comes more responsibility, and some of these individuals, including Nikhil Sosale, is behind bars. So perhaps that's going to serve a lesson for everybody in the future. We're all wiser in hindsight, Mr. Vijay Grover, and I think this tragedy has taught us some very important lessons by the way of administrative failures, what to avoid, what not to avoid, and how to act more responsibly. I believe the people of Bengaluru perhaps are also learning greatly on how to avoid such a gathering. But before I let you both go, Ashok Gowda, where does the onus lie, and at what point would you be happy with the way the current investigation that is going on? We know CID has taken over. We know one person judicial inquiry will be conducted, and the government is now taking steps very actively to address where was the lack and lacuna in the chain of commands. At what point, would you be really happy and content with the investigation?
We as the People's Voice of Karnataka, as a main opposition party of Karnataka, we are requesting that the Chief Minister or the Deputy Chief Minister should be held responsible, because CM also tweeted, as well as Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka, District in Charge Minister, called for all the people to gather. So this is where the head should roll, not on the bureaucracy. It should not stop on that. And firstly and foremost, the important thing is, even the retired judge cannot call the Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister for investigation. So a sitting judge could have been the right choice for judicial inquiry. And as well as, instead of CID, the people who work under Siddaramaiah, instead of that, they should have handed over to some other police, say for example Andhra or Tamil Nadu, or even from Uttar Pradesh or CBI, something like that. I'm not insisting on any one particular state. Anybody else who can do an independent analytical way of study. So this should have been the steps, and if they wanted to be more honest. Already on the fourth night itself, Siddaramaiah came out and in the press conference he said, "Oh, the mistake does not lie on the government, mistake lies on the RCB managers as well as on the DNA group which was conducting the event." So this is the problem. How can a Chief Minister of Karnataka almost say that we are not responsible and the others are responsible? That means that it is a complete misleading the investigations and giving a different direction to the investigation. And this is the Congress party's biggest mistake, that they mislead people and mismanage things and they blame others for their mistakes.
Hopefully not this
and their
time.
failure.
Ashok Gowda, I think it's too big an event for people to be misled, and I believe you as a responsible opposition
I completely deny that, because I completely deny that. It's not too big an event, because 5 lakh people, Karnataka police managers in Ashad Shukrvara in Chamundi Betta or Asanamba temple they manage, or even on the New Year Eve they manage 15 lakhs to 20 lakh people. This is a very small event compared to the all other events.
I don't think
Bangalore
you
police
no, so I think you misunderstood me. I said it's too big an event to be ignored and to be not held accountable for. That is what I meant, and I believe at this point in time the government cannot evade responsibility for far too long. People are watching. You as the responsible opposition party, I believe, would also be keeping an eye on the outcome of that inquiry into the matter. We as the guards in media will also be questioning as to what really comes out of that investigation. But